People sometimes ask me how standardisation can improve safety. And my answer is that providing it's done carefully and that it's flexible enough to meet varying situations, it can be very helpful. An example is in our use of surgical implants. Hospitals have to report things called never events, which are serious events that should never happen. And there's a standard list of them, one of which is putting in the wrong type of surgical implant. Now, a surgical implant could be, for instance, a hip or knee replacement or a pacemaker. And manufacturers produce a plethora of these with varying characteristics and advantages. And there are many to choose from. If orthopaedic departments, for instance, get together and decide to concentrate on just a few implants for the majority of their patients, then staff become much more familiar with those, and the risk of mixing them up and of mixing up the individual components of those prostheses can be much less. Another example of standardisation is in the measures that we used in our intensive care unit to try and reduce the risk of bloodstream infections from central lines. Now, central lines are the intravenous lines that patients in intensive care have to have put in and keep in for several days at a time. And they act as a risk, as a site where infection can get into the bloodstream. And bloodstream infections used to be really quite common in intensive care units as a result of these lines. But we know that if we're very careful about putting them in and take certain specific measures and very careful about looking after them, we can reduce the risk of that happening right down. But it required quite a complex approach. We had to have particular types of antiseptic to put these lines in. We had to gown and glove, we had to have special dressings and so on. And people had to go and collect them from varying parts of the intensive care unit. We decided that if we got everything that we needed to put a central line in safely in one pack, we could have a standardised approach and it would make it easy to do the right thing. And we found when we introduced that the risk of central line infection went down considerably.